The show is still the Eastern Business Report on the Afia Business Morning. I am Nnamdi Obaya. Now, for the last few weeks, almost every day, it seems as if there's something new happening in Cross River. If it's not the Diaspora Commission to encourage investment, it's the coffee farmers coming in from abroad, the partnership with the Dutch government, partnerships everywhere, and just recently, the map to chart the Bassey deep sea port. So much is happening in Cross River, but is this development on the pages of newspaper, or is it something that the business people from the state can really feel? Well, who better to answer that than a businessman, entrepreneur, and Cross Riverian, Mr. Bassey Esuabana, who joins us here this morning. Good morning, Bassey.
Morning, how are you?
Very, very fine, and good to see you this morning. So let me start, let me go straight off the bat. Let me have your take on, the rate of development Governor Bassey Esuabana is making in Cross River. Are we overestimating, underestimating, or are we just stating as is?
Let me put it this way, is neither of what you said. It is under-publicized. Because as I speak as a private citizen, it's my opinion. You don't need to take it to the bank or whatever. But I don't know. I might just want to use this medium to call out the governor's media team. Now, somebody, I'm in Calabar regularly now, and there's a lot that is done that does not get into the public space. I will take a little time and just touch maybe 3 or 4 angles. There's the basic infrastructure, there's roads. I don't know if you know Calabar, but if you know Calabar, you know that Odupani axis that was a problem. He had cut out a road that goes from Adiabo. There's the 2 airplanes that have come to aid flight. Because you can't have tourism without actually having people have access. Prior to now, it's just been Aero, which is branded as Cali Air, 1 flight, maybe in 2 days, 3 days. So, really, basically, I think there's a lot of stuff that's being done that is not reported. But let me do this. You ask the questions, then I respond.
Okay. Let me throw this one out. Side by side, how would you look at the administration of Senator Bassey Esuabana and Professor Ben Nayade?
That's a tricky one. Anybody who knows me would say I'm a bit biased. I must confess I was not impressed with our previous governor. But benefit of hindsight over the years, I've been told this was done, that was done. But you know the truth, if you look at, let's say for instance, Abia State, I don't need to go and live in Abia State to know that the man is doing well. Look at Enugu State. I don't need to go there and live there to know he's doing well. So I'm just going to say that people's report cards speak for themselves across the nation, irrespective. So where you're going, there's going to be a bit of a bias, and I want to speak with absolutely no bias. Now, the present governor is just 2 years into his first tenure. There's really no basis for comparison with 8 years of governorship. So move on to the next one, please.
Okay, I mean, the reason I ask is you said report cards speak for themselves. I know you mentioned the media team of the governor. Every morning I'm here, reporting on businesses from different states, the economy in different states. Every morning I have news from Abia, news from Enugu. But the most consistent for the last few months has been Cross River. Whether it's the renovation of the motor park at Ikom between the Cameroon Park, which had been left overgrown and abandoned, whether it's the coffee plantation, the cocoa plantation it seems as if every day something is happening. So I needed to ask somebody so that I said, maybe I'm, to be fair, you mentioned the governor's media team, and I will confess to you, a lot of where we get our information is actually from maybe agricultural partners they worked with, other reporting sources, News Agency of Nigeria, people on ground, the Nigerian Navy media team. In fact, it's the Nigerian Navy that are responsible for the hydrological report news.
You get anything from the governor's media team?
Well, I'm sure they have stuff out from time to time, but I'm just being honest.
Question, Obaya, just answer my question. Do you get anything? See, no. Obaya, I've heard you.
No, I do not. I do not.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, Obaya, let me say this now. Most of what you've said is correct. Now, the governor is very big on agriculture. Now, Obaya, let me first put this out there. Because I seek information, I know. I'm telling you that information being cascaded down to the average man in Cross River is not fantastic. I might get called out for this. I might get beef with this, with some people I know, some people I don't know. But it is, hey, bro, it's not, I will tell you for free, it is not, they're not doing the best job. Now, let's start with agriculture. This man set up something called Project Grow. Now, these guys are planting across the state. I was a bit fortunate to be part of the team that led FAID, F-A-I-D. They are agri-vest Chinese giants. They came to the state, aided by the governor and facilitated by the Akpabuyo local government chairman, Honorable Bassey Esuabana. So, these guys are coming in to do cocoa. Now, when you said coffee, the coffee guys, the Commissioner for Agriculture is also very on ground as regards that. Those coffee guys, I think they were in Rwanda, had problems when the fight started. They are in Cross River. There's, look, agriculture, it's at the, let me use the word, sorry, planting stage. So when he graduates in 2-3 years, I'm sorry to say, there are most people who don't know. You know, we grew up with this mindset that certain things don't grow in the South. That's a lie. It's not correct. And the governor himself is reversing that. There's a massive agricultural drive here. Okay, let's take agriculture aside. What else did you talk about?
So, I mean, we're talking of the full holistic strategy now, because the Cross River now, in terms of funding, they've set up the Diaspora Committee, which has been quickly inaugurated, and already we are seeing foreign portfolio and foreign direct investments already going up with just the news that this has been instituted, very, very quickly. And then the reasons they are giving is their confidence in what they are seeing, which is why I needed to ask someone on ground. Because now we are hearing that the acceleration of the deep sea port is so that there can be direct exports from farm, to exports in Cross River State, complete value chain.
Okay, all right, Obaya, first of all, you and I know that nationally, our biggest forex earning means is diaspora spend.
Yeah.
Even your oil that you sell doesn't come anything close to diaspora spend back into our GDP. So whoever, I don't know who the people who set that up, I don't know. But it was a very, very smart move. Now, I'll tell you what I noticed there. There's a lot of activity coming back to Cross River. If you come to Calabar now, and they say maybe a senator wants to clip his nails in the stadium, hospitality has become a problem. All the hotels are full. You sleep in your car. I noticed that they're making strides towards solving that. I know that the Tinapa Lakeside Hotel is being renovated. I know that they are discussing with Chief Bassey and them as regards his massive structure and hotel to bring it online. I know that Channel View is done with renovations. Then also small. I know that people are looking into that. But whoever set up that diaspora spend, that FDI thing, I think they know what they're doing, and I give them credit for that. But it is not difficult to see and understand that people from outside want to invest right now. It is obvious.
So now my question is, as you're complaining there's a communication gap in Cross River now, you know.
But I don't keep taking me there. You're going to put me into problems. People will start fighting me. Leave that communication gap thing. I've said it. Let's leave it there. Let's not.
No, because my question is, I'll tell you why I say this. One state, again, that is really into human capital development, and they've been making strides, very good strides, is Ebonyi State. But the governor is media averse, so nobody really knows. And when you're not, in all honesty, shouting from the rooftop what you are doing, it stifles the amount of investment you will get. Because
I agree with you.
People might not know things, a lot of things are going on there. Investor confidence is boosted by how much people can see, which is why I bring this up, you know. But let's talk about what Cross River is most known for, which is the area that, while they are doing the economy, does it look like Cross River wants to go back and take its mantle as the champions of tourism? Because
yes,
there are very few things states can claim they own. You know, Onitsha can claim market, Aba, industry, Lagos business.
I said yes. Yes, it's not. It's a premeditated base plate to go back there. Now, this thing here is not a very complex thing. If you can get people to come from outside, spend in your state, what happens is that GDP spend, it starts from the highest and cascades down to everybody. Everybody will feel it. With all due respect, the vision of Mr. Donald Duke, and I don't know him personally, probably never met him in close quarters, but maybe you've seen him on blah blah blah. But he saw a vision, he drove that vision. Now, when you talk about economic activity as regards the common man, that's what tourism does for you. And the present governor is very, very intentional about that. I grew up in Calabar. I have friends that I went to secondary school with. Well, while some of us left the town, they stayed back. But during Donald's era, they would tell me that, Bassey, don't worry, by December, I'll change my car, pay my children's school fees for an entire year, blah, 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 blah. And it was true to type. So I know that the present government is very, very intentional about it. I'm not going to go and divulge some information I know, but part of what they've done, you know, the flights to Calabar. I grew up in Calabar, having flights every day, that stopped. Airlines, one will come maybe twice a week, blah, 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 blah. The governor has sorted that. He bought 2 planes that will sleep in Calabar and leave from Calabar. So if you, like I said, the Tinapa Lakeside Hotel, you know, Tinapa was business and pleasure. They can't fully do the business part because there's some gazettes that, you know, they've not been able to get, blah, blah, blah. But the pleasure part is coming back on board fully. I was opportune to see the renovations going on in that place. And I must commend the man. I don't know all this talk we're talking here. Okay, maybe, let me not lie, maybe I've met him once or twice, but he doesn't know me personally. I can't say I have a personal relationship with him, but he's a subtle man, a bit of a quiet man. But the media team is not doing what they need to do.
I mean, we've come back to this. So before I let you go, I'm going to harness on the media, but not the media team. Being, an entrepreneur yourself, does this present an opportunity maybe to start for media people to move into the space? Because if business and tourism is picking up, everybody needs entertainment, everybody needs information chronicling. You know, are you aware of any steps, maybe by the Ministry of Information or Trade and Investment, to maybe have any platform to encourage media owners now to come into the States?
I don't know. I've not heard about anything that they are doing, but I can tell you that from the private sector, some of us who can spare some time, we've started doing stuff. If you do a bit of research, you will see TMG Media. I'm directly involved with it. I'm not a media guy, but I just thought that, okay, fantastic. Maybe I can't contribute much to the government. I don't advise the governor. But in this media space, a few of us came together, about 3 or 4 guys. We set up something called TMG Media. Now, the governor's 2 years in office, we produced radio jingles that kept airing out of pocket. We were not funded by everybody, but it seemed like a bit of injustice for us to have this much information, and the average guy on the streets doesn't even know what is going on. So I use this. Oh, but I apologize that I'm using your medium to shout out TMG Media. But
I'll send you an invoice.
I'm not paying you kobo. You pay me for getting on this. So TMG Media did that, and I think a few other people do it. But what I realize is that people pass information in still the old traditional way. If you come to town, some people will pay for billboards, put his face on it. My brother, I think that's played out. That's old. If you cannot use at least minimum requirement bullet points to sell what the man is doing, what is all this putting somebody's face on a billboard for? For me, it amounts to psychophancy, and we didn't have it in Cross River State up until some years ago.
That would be the government of Professor Ben Ayade.
Yes, Donald Duke Moke will not let you run around town putting their faces on billboards. They will bring it down. I have no problem with my former governor. I have reservations as regards how the state was run, but that's my personal opinion. I'm not in a position to question a governor, a man who was elected into office by his people. I respect that. But I'm just saying that there were things that didn't happen before, that happened later, and I think we should go back to the latter. I think it was better. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
But please, again, Obaya,
yes.
Please, TMG Media.
On that note, where you have made me rack up bills in my office on your behalf, and being the person I am, I will magnanimously pay the bill for the hype. But thank you so much for being here this morning and giving us some clarity. You know, I didn't want to. I wanted to talk to a business person, which is why I'm very grateful you came. I didn't want to talk to anybody in government because I didn't feel like hearing their party lines. So thank you so much for being here and giving us an unbiased view.
I hope I was of service or of help to you.
Very much so.
I hope I didn't just blab nonsense.
No, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bassey. And I will call on you sometime around December because I'll need somewhere to stay during the carnival.
You come and stay in my house.
No, that's what I was saying exactly.
No, come and stay in my house. Because if come by the 1st of November, if you've not booked and paid for your hotel, you will sleep in your car or you come and stay in my house.
I'll be in your house, definitely. Then I'll be in your house.
You're very welcome.
Thank you so much for being here this morning. And that's all we can take on the Eastern Business Report. Stay tuned to channel 254 on DSTV, 17 on Code TV, and of course 748 on Free TV. Till I'll see you at 10 a.m. tomorrow for another edition of the Afia Business Morning. I'm Nnamdi Obaya saying have a profitable business day.